We'll find out whether it's good or bad. We'll find out from Joban. That answer. Sports update. Alberta's Brendan Botcher and Team Wildcards Mike McEwen are in good shape to advance to the Tim Hortons Brier in Kingston. They lead their pools at 4-0, heading into another day of round-robin action. The top 4 teams from each pool advance to the championship round. Saskatchewan's Matt Dunstone is in the mix at 3-1. The shorthanded Raptors are in Phoenix tonight for their second stop on a 5-game road trip that began Sunday with a loss in Denver. Toronto played without Serge Ibaka and Fred VanVleet for a second straight game against the Nuggets. The Winnipeg Jets welcome the Buffalo Sabres tonight in one of 10 NHL games. Winnipeg sits just outside the playoff picture, but can grab the second wildcard spot in the West with a victory combined with a Preds loss. Buffalo's lost 3 in a row. It is playing spoiler mode. The Oilers in Dallas one night after beating Nashville 8-3. Back in hour 1, Gene Principe joined us live from American Airlines Center, teeing up that game and talking about last night's big win at Nashville, where Neon Leon had 4 goals. Also tonight, the Islanders host the Montreal Canadiens. The Ottawa Senators are on the road facing Pittsburgh. And the Sharks welcome the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Blue Jays have an off day at spring training before returning to action tomorrow against the Tampa Bay Rays in Port Charlotte, Florida. Did you know that's where Doug Barry lives?
Really?
Port Charlotte, Florida. Yeah. Toronto 6-2-2 through 10 games in Grapefruit League action. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. This sports update for SeatGiant.ca. Stop paying U.S. dollars for sporting events and concerts. We have all major sporting events and concert tickets in Canadian dollars. Plus, you can get a discount by using the promo code RPShow. Visit SeatGiant.ca. Also for Ben Cahoon's G2G Energy Bars. Ben Cahoon's G2G Energy Bars. Order yours from G2GBars.com. 20% discount for RP Show viewers.
There you go.
Order it from there. And for Wendell Clark's Classic Bar and Grill, where it's Taco Tuesday, $13.99 chicken tacos and fish tacos. Wendell Clark's in Saskatoon. Classic Bar and Grill. Corner of Idlewild and Circle Drive. See you at Wendell's. I'm debating Rush game Saturday and Pat's game Saturday. I think it's the Pat's last game of the year. Can't decide which to do. Need a helicopter like Jerry Jones. That's what I need.
Not quite to that level yet.
Not at that level yet.
You can't have a shower and decide if you're going to bring a receiver who's been retired for 2 years back.
Des.
Yep. I've been thinking about it in the shower.
From Wayne in Victoria says, hey, Dan.
Uh-oh. Called out.
Clearly, he's a fan of yours. And anybody who knows you is. Says, what's your opinion on CFL 2.0? Do you think it'll succeed in the long run?
Well, it's something that we have to deal with. And I like the aggressiveness of it. I like kind of everything that is around it. I don't know what the end goal of this is because there's an inherent problem. Everybody around the world plays the American game. If you look, it starts with the WLAF. Remember the Montreal Machine folks played Olympic Stadium and there's the Frankfurt Thunder and all that stuff. That footprint started way back in the mid-'80s with the American game. And the American game is inherent in Germany, in England, and now in Japan. They have that huge football league. It's all American rules. Mexico now has university football, and it's American rules. I know Randy Ambrosi said he wants to have the Canadian game spread around the world. I don't think that's going to happen. Can you bring some international flavor? Probably. But you're going to have to fight the NFL because their international program has been going for many years, and they've been bringing in a few players like a lot of the Aussie rule guys, and they've had a couple of guys from Africa, a couple of the German guys have come through. So maybe a little late. So there's a lot of uphill climbing to do. Am I a fan of it? I'm more indifferent. I'd rather see a Canadian get that extra spot or bring in another high-quality American to make the football better.
David in Vancouver says, exactly. Dan is so bang on. He knows his stuff, folks. I don't bring Rudy Poos on here. I only bring guys that know their stuff. Couple things. Chris Clark writes from the unofficial Pats podcast. He says, the Pats have another home game rod on the 20th. Perfect. That means I'm going to Saskatoon Saturday for the Rush. Whew. He says, what's the Wendell Clark special on Friday? I'll be up there this week. It's Fish Friday. Oh. The fish and chips.
Okay.
They roll the haddock in crushed salt and vinegar chips and then plunge it into the deep fryer. It's the greatest thing I've ever had in my life. Best fish and chips I've ever had in my life.
Nice.
My mom's pizza steak's the best thing I've ever had in my life. But Fish Friday. Tell them I sent you. There's something about you brings the worst out in me.
It feels like when I'm a kid. It's Spaghetti Wednesday. It's Fish Friday.
Well, it works. It works.
It does work.
And speaking of what works, our intern, Alan, who you really got to meet, by the way. He's the one in the iguana costume running around here.
Ricky.
He says we should have another CFL owner like John Candy. It's a good point. Why can't we get, for instance, celebrity NFL type ownership for the CFL? Look what Drake's done for the Raptors and what the Raptors have done for Drake. I'm sorry, we are in a celebrity-obsessed society, a culture. We are. So what if Cameron Wake owned a piece of the BC Lions, or The Rock owned a piece of the Calgary Stampeders or something like that, and they're promoting it on their feeds? Like, I'm just spitballing here.
Well, you see that a lot in junior hockey now.
Oh, yeah. Been seeing it for a while.
Yeah. It's kind of the players giving back. It's almost like that weird university effect. How players, instead of donating to the university, they go and have a purchasing interest in their hockey team. I think Kamloops is one of the teams. I think Medicine Hat has a little bit of that as well. So there's a lot of teams across the Western Hockey, and even the OHL, we know that as well.
Niedermeyer had a chunk of either the Blazers or Kootenay, did he? Kootenay, he did. I think it's great. We'll shelve that for a minute. Other than Randy Nickel watching in Cochrane, Alberta, says Ryan Reynolds with the BC Lions. Give the guy 5%. He doesn't even need to pay for it. Just some celebrity from your market. Brock Lesnar here. You don't think that would be a big deal? Not that the Riders need it. I guess we should talk about markets that need the help.
Ryan Reynolds could pay that with his wallet money.
I'm just saying. Alan, the intern, I'm telling you, he's a smart kid. He's got chutzpah. He's got pizzazz.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.